Viewers, and welcome to another episode of The Voice Show, which happens here at Science TV. You are with me, your everyday host, Videlis Njoki, and that is my side name. And will be moderating today's interview. So, about The Voice Show, we always air every day on Friday at 8 p.m. As well, we have a repeat on Sunday at the same time, 8 p.m. You can also get us on YouTube, on the Voice Show on Science TV. I want to thank you all who have been supporting us from the moment we started the show until now. All of you have been engaging with us through commenting, liking, subscribing. Please, if you're new to this and you're watching this for the first time, please, when you see us, comment, subscribe, like, and share our videos so that we can be able to get more and more stories to share with you. And also, we can be able to continue airing the show. So today, sitting with me here, I have very beautiful ladies here. And before that, I want us to could you please introduce yourself? I'm going to start with you. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. At the same time, yes, what you do. Tell us what you do and something.
Hi everyone, my name is Jedida Wafula. I'm a sign language interpreter and also I'm a project lead at Vital Signs Safety Foundation, and I'm also a trainer there. Yes, thank you.
Hello viewers, my name is Tracy Njoki. I'm a sign language interpreter and also I work for the Vital Signs Safety Foundation, where we teach deaf clients about safety. Thank you.
Wow, as they've said, they're interpreters. At the same time, they work at... Could you please, how do you sign that name, your company's name?
We sign it at Vital Signs Safety Foundation. Then at Vital Signs Safety Foundation, we do safety and health, where we train the deaf community on first aid, fire safety, and occupational health safety, that is OSH. Because previously you find that there was a gap because these trainings are given to either to the hearing community, or even if the deaf is available, there was minimal chances of having a sign language interpreter involved. So these skills could just pass by the deaf community. So now coming up with this foundation has helped the deaf to acquire these skills, because the people who train the deaf are qualified sign language interpreter. So it becomes easy for the deaf clients or the deaf community to get these skills and also to learn more and to use it out there if there is an incident.
Wow, amazing. And that's very inspiring. But before that, we continue. Please, I've seen the two of you. You've said you're interpreters. Could you please give us what your sign names are, each of you?
My name is Jedida, and my sign name is Jedida. Yeah.
So my name is Anne Njoki.
Wow. Now, the reason why I was asking for your sign names, because you are interpreters, and meaning that you each have to have sign names. So, starting with you, Jedida, could you please give us a background history for Vital Signs Foundation? Also, at the same time, you said that you focus mostly on offering the skills on, was it fire safety on? Yes, first aid, fire safety, and the third one? Yes, and occupational safety. Yes. So I want to ask you, could you please explain to us about, the first aid and the fire safety, as well as the occupational health safety? Why is it the reason? Why did you decide to, offer the three services to the deaf community?
As I said earlier on, it was a gap that was seen because in terms of emergency, for example, we are, someone is passing here and they will get to here. We are talking about choking, the first aid you give to someone who is or a casualty who is choking. But a deaf person, if a deaf person passes here and gets us having that conversation, they will not understand unless we have a sign language interpreter. So there was this gap, because in terms of emergency, the deaf people didn't know what to do. Someone is choking, they don't know what they're supposed to do. Someone has fainted, they don't know the steps to take. So that was the gap that was seen in the deaf community, and that is why we took these skills to the deaf community, because in terms of emergency, what will the deaf people do? Yeah. Unless you have something to add on.
And as all we know, that first aid, the skills that are offered, they are good because you'll be able to be provided for assistance before being taken to a professional, so that you are able to maybe save life, we are able to prevent further injuries and also pain. So I think the first aid skills, they are very good for the deaf clients because we see normally they are taught to the hearing, but we want also to be inclusive in our society.
I love that word, inclusive in the society. As you said, you offer these skills with the aim to make sure that every person can access that, meaning the deaf or anyone who is hearing can be able to access, especially when they see maybe it aligns with areas of maybe life risks and you can be able to save someone. So I want to ask you, Anne, what are some of the opportunities? Maybe first we start with the challenges and opportunities that we have there as well for a deaf person who can be able to acquire these three skills.
When we train our deaf clients, we believe that they are going also out there. As they interact with the other deaf, they are able to teach them. Like in our organization, we have deaf trainers. We have 2 deaf trainers who have been given the skills, and now they are able to go out there and teach other deaf in schools, in churches, in organizations. So I think the skills are good, and we are providing empowerment. Thank you.
And adding on what Anne was supposed to talk about, the challenges. The challenges that we encounter mostly is we've not created enough awareness when it comes to the safety and health to the deaf community. So there is less awareness. So it becomes hard to convince a deaf person to come for the training, or to come and participate in the training, or to just get them in a group to train them. So as much as, yes, there are opportunities for them to act when it comes to an emergency, but also there is challenges because there is no awareness. So as we are celebrating this deaf awareness, we are trying as much as possible to create enough awareness about emergency situation, about health and safety. Yeah.
Well, we have seen there's not only a need, it's not only challenges that are there, but there are also opportunities as well. They've shared about, yes, the lack of awareness, and that is the biggest gap that their experiences. So to you, Jedida, could you please share with us, now that you've seen that the awareness is lacking and the gap is there, how do you ensure that people are able to access this? Because if there's lack of awareness, meaning there's a gap there and there's no accessibility, how are you able to now mobilize people, especially now that you're not only focusing on the deaf? Because remember, we have other forms of disabilities, different types of disabilities that are there, that also, and their needs are different. And accessibility in terms of learning, all these 3 services, these 3 skills, how are you able to ensure that it's accessible for all of them?
Now, as we start, because right now I think we are marking a year when we started this project, we've been using different social media platforms to market ourselves. And also we've been using employment laws where it states that we should have 5% persons with disability in an organization, and they should also be inclusive. So when they're having these trainings, when it comes to safety and health, they're having these trainings at workplaces, they should have a sign language interpreter so that the deaf people can also participate. Yes, and also we are using the safety and health laws to create enough awareness so that at the end of the day, or at the end of the year, at the end of 2 years, the deaf community have already been included and they are aware of these laws.
Wow. Now that brings us to our first commercial break, and then we'll be right back to continue with this interesting conversation on fire safety, first aid, and the third one was, occupational health, about safety involving the 3 skills. As we have talked about the first skill, we've talked about first aid. The second, we've talked about, fire safety. The third skill, as well, we've talked about occupational health safety. Now, maybe we have an idea of what the 3 skills are, and maybe you can now explain to us a little bit deeper about these 3 services that you offer.
I'll talk about first aid and occupational health safety, that is OSH. In first aid, we have topics like primary survey, and in primary survey, you get to see if the place is either safe for you to do the first aid, is it safe for you, and also safe for the casualty. So we have to determine if the place is okay before, and also check if the casualty is conscious or unconscious before you start the first aid. Then we have the secondary survey where we have to check for the injuries, if there is any fractures. Then after you've checked, you put now the casualty into the recovery position. Then we have choking. What is the first aid of choking? Then we also have signs and symptoms of a person choking, a casualty is choking. So these are the things that will help you to tell if a casualty is really choking or that it's something else. Then we also have topics like fainting and also bites and stings, how to transport a casualty from the place they had an attack to a safer place. Then when it comes to OSH, we all understand that as much as September is Deaf Awareness Month, September is also Suicidal Awareness Month. So we also train mental health when it comes to occupational health safety. We also train topics like HIV, drug and substance misuse. We also train about PPEs, personal protective equipments. Yeah, so those are some of the topics that we cover. And also we don't forget the laws. We have OSH laws that covers all of the health and safety trainings and all that. So Anne will talk about fire safety.
So in the fire safety, we all know that we use fire in our daily to-day activities, and accidents, it is easy for accidents to occur as we interact with the fire. Sometimes the gas can explode. Sometimes maybe we can see electricity starting fire in schools and all that. So we really need those fire safety skills. And also we teach on how to evacuate persons in case there is a fire that has occurred, how to transport people from the rooms so that they can get out safely without further injuries. And also we teach on how to handle casualty who have burns, because we also have different types of burns, some which are deep, others just shallow burns. And so we teach how to handle those casualties so that we cannot cause more harm to them. Yeah, that's all that we cover in fire. And also how to use the fire extinguishers, because we have different types of fires, and not all fires can use the same fire extinguishers. We have different classes of fire extinguishers that are used to put off the different types of fire. Yeah. I think next time we come here, we'll come with the fire extinguishers so that we can train you on which fire extinguishers to use for which fire, because some fires start with wood, other fires start with electricities, and so we use the different fire extinguishers. Thank you.
Wow. I think the third one on occupational health, that's the one that hasn't been explained. It has been. Oh, okay. So that's where we are sharing about, mental health. At the same time, we are sharing about the program that you offer. Okay, thank you. I see I was there, but then my mind kind of skipped that. Anyway, so back to Anne. You've shared about the program that you offer through the 3 areas of service. Now we have policies that are developed to ensure, for example, right now, if we have a fire, and then we have seen recently when people are in school or schools open and people are back, then we see that a lot of fires in high schools, people are protesting, destroying of property. So what are some of the policies that we have out there that help to regulate and to ensure that whenever there is a fire, there's fire, safety policies in different organizations? Are there policies?
Every organization to have fire extinguishers, and also in our transport sectors, they need to have the fire extinguishers, because anywhere where we have people assembling or people working as a group, we really need to have those fire extinguishers so that we can avoid future incidents that may occur.
Yes. With Jadida, please share with us how exactly you ensure that this is implemented, especially the first aid. The first area of the first aid, the fire safety. How are they implemented to ensure that in these different organizations? At the same time, with the program, you've said that there is drug misuse as well, HIV and mental health as well. There's negative attitudes out there. So what are some of the policies that help us to, reduce the stigma like attitude, discrimination, especially when you have HIV or you're dealing with mental health issues? Because you see, very many times, most people tend to avoid you. So how do we ensure that first aid, it's spread everywhere? For example, in a workplace, it's not every day that a person, for right now, someone will not be able to choke, so there's no need for first aid. But what are some of the policies that ensure that at the same time, if we have yes, who are there to enforce this?
I'll start with the last question that you've asked about HIV, attitude, discrimination. There are labor laws that guide that at workplaces, because if you discriminate someone because they have HIV at workplaces, there are laws that etiquettes and laws that govern against that, or which are under the labor laws. So, and also when we talk about mental health, we train OSH, that is occupational health safety, to these different organizations so that they get to understand that mental health is not something bad, it's not a curse, or it's not something that has come within us to destroy us, but it's just something that is with us every day, and we just have to handle the situation differently. So that is why we train mental health, so that people can get to understand and get the awareness of, to get the awareness about mental health. And to talk about fire safety and also first aid, there are inspectors who work in different organizations to make sure that the fire extinguishers have been installed at different positions at the workplaces. For example, near the doors, they have to make sure, and after 3 months or 6 months or a year, they come back and check, are the fire extinguishers still valuable for use? Are the fire extinguishers in good condition? or the fire extinguisher was used and was not refilled, so they have to check and everything. So we have people who do the inspections. And also same to first aid. They come to an organization, they ask you, do you have a first aid kit? So all that is under the OSH laws, where they have to inspect and make sure that the organization has all these things to avoid any hazards, or in case the fire breaks out, how will people assemble? Even the fire assembly points, they have to make sure that that organization has a fire assembly point where in case fire breaks out, people are able to gather at a specific place and get the head counts and know who.
Thank you so much for that. That is a lot. And right now, I understand that the laws to follow at the same time who is responsible for implementing this safety everywhere. So right now, we've seen that we have people in urban areas who information, when they get, they can be able to share this information so that it spreads to the village or grassroots areas. For example, the deaf who are living in the grassroots areas, you see they are not able to access them. So how do you ensure this?
For the people who are not in urban, in the grassroots, they get this information through ambassadors. In Vital Signs Safety Foundation, not only do we work as just interpreters and going to train these people, we also have ambassadors in different counties where they get this information from us, and also they help us to plan and arrange for any trainings that we are supposed to go and have. So if it's fire safety, we talk to our ambassador and we're like, this weekend, can we get the deaf people available for us to carry on this training? They'll be like, yes. So we are not only in Nairobi. We have 2 in Kwale, we have 1 in Nakuru, we have one in Bungoma County. So we get ambassadors, people who can help us get this deaf, because most of our organization is in Nairobi, and it's very much hard for me or for Anne here to just go in any county and try to gather the deaf together. So we have to use someone from that county to help us get this deaf, or to help us get this information to them. Yeah.
Wow. As you said, you have to make sure that it's not only Nairobi, the urban centers, that are accessing this information, but this message has to be shared everywhere, all over our country. So we are coming to the tail end of our conversation. I just wanted to ask you now that, as you see, with all this traveling up to now, could you please share with this journey of yours, could you please share some of the success stories that you've gotten? It's been 1 year since you launched. Oh, congratulations. Please share with us the 1 year journey, the success stories.
I will start, then Anne will continue from there. So I'll say that it has been a journey of, I will not say high ups and downs, because it has been a journey full of learning, full of happiness, full of interacting, full of meeting new people and learning a lot every day. The most successful thing I'll say is we've trained over 480 deaf people, both in the counties that we've been, and we've only trained in Nairobi County, and we've not exhausted all the places in Nakuru County, in Kwale County, and recently we were in Kisumu County, and we also have other places like Bungoma, and not forgetting Kiambu County, we've also trained. So we've trained both the students and also different organizations, like in Naivasha, we've done 2 flower farms, and the reception was nice. It was very good, and you get to learn from the deaf people, and what they tell you, they talk about the myth and misconception of first aid, of fire safety. On the first aid they do once something has happened, and you're like, how are these 2 things connected? So it has been a journey of happiness. I will not say we've not experienced the challenges by now. Challenges that I can talk about, we've not experienced that much, but we've gotten a good community, because we've been received well, and they've given us a humble and enough time for us to train them. And as much as they are learning from us, we are also learning from them. So Anne can talk about her side because, we
Yes,
all
there's
have
been different
sides
experiences.
and
I
we take
agree with
things
that.
differently.
And could you please share with us the side
Yes.
of what you feel exactly, or what you think the journey has been 1 year down the line?
Yeah. So for me, it has been really nice interacting with people from different places and being able to train people, and you see that they are really happy about it. They are taking this knowledge and skills that we are offering them very positively. You see they are eager to learn. They are ready to get as much as they can from you. And also you see them when we are going back, they are sad. They say that we should not go back. They really need the skills. Yeah, and another highlight is that one time we went to train in Kwale, and then a fire started immediately after we left there, yes. And they were able to use those skills. So for me, I think that was a plus for us, because if we had not trained them, maybe the fire would have caused more harm. Yeah.
And also, just to add on her point, we were at a flower farm in Naivasha, and immediately after the first aid training, somebody was going to board a bus and they fell down. So everybody was there wanting to offer first aid help, and they were able to help the person. The person recovered, the casualty recovered. They went back to the bus and they left. So yes, the biggest achievement is these skills are not only taken as a joke, but they're being taken seriously by the deaf community, and they're practicing it out here. Yeah.
I wish you more and more and more beautiful success stories. I believe in 10 years, we'll be here celebrating with you guys again. So right now, as we are coming to the end of this discussion, maybe we have viewers out there who are interested, who want to get these skills, who wants to join your program. So how are they able to get that?
For the deaf community who are out there who want to get these skills and learn more about first aid and fire, they can get us from our social media platform, that is Vital Signs Safety Foundation on TikTok, Vital Signs Safety Foundation on Facebook, and also Vital Signs Safety Foundation on LinkedIn. And don't forget, these skills are for free, so you're not supposed to pay anything. So if anyone asks you to pay something, just know that those ones are a scam, because at Vital Signs we offer these skills at a free price.
Wow. Thank you so much, our dear viewers. I will see you on the next show with one word from our guests.
One word that I'll say is, I'll say a statement, because this is Deaf Awareness Month. I'll say no human rights without sign language rights, and please come and get these skills because they're very vital, as our name states, Vital Signs.
It has been nice being on this show. Thank you so much, Videlis. And I hope that the deaf community are able to get more skills. Follow us on our social media platforms, and you'll be able to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you.